Salutations and greetings. Hello. Good day. Or evening. My name is Marge. I am a yoga wise, sometimes an ass, always a clown. I started this channel 200, this is my 52nd video ago. I haven't done one every day for a while. I mean, I have done one every day for a while. Before that, I was stuck in a loop. I got out of the loop. I hope I don't go back into that loop. To speak of esoteric things here, there's your disclaimer. What I speak of doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but for the ones it makes sense to, it makes a lot of sense. See, I channel things. I pick up on stuff. All the stuff that's presented to me, I'm open to receiving everything. I am a receiver. And then I collect data, put my data here, and then occasionally somebody's floating around in the cosmic jello, which in my mind is like, or cosmic DNA, which is my mind is like jello. It's all related. So when something over here gets jolted, negative, positive charge over here, it takes a little while, but the ripple effect, it reaches over here because there's always a destination. Like, for example, when I was born, it was already established in 2018 on 26th of August, the United States of America is gonna really embarrass itself, and it has for quite some time. It's alright. See, because there was another intention that was supposed to be, and that was what my ancestors had envisioned and saw for this great nation, this land, Turtle Island. Yeah. And some folks came in, got greedy, got a little big for their britches, swinging wieners and all that jazz, killed a bunch of people, took over, and here we are today. but there's a balance that had, and see, there's this greed took over for a long time, and here's greed weighing down with all of its gold and shiny luxuries and plastic things and all this stuff to fill you up because you're empty inside. And then you have my way of how it was supposed to be. And some of these people are waking up to this idea up here. And some of these people are sick of it because it hurts when there's so many people without and so many people that have. It's an unbalance. It's a cosmic and karmic justice. And so it's coming back into swing. There's a lot of people that are having a hard time with how to cope with the energy of how they feel. And the energy is basically being able to articulate how you feel. That's all it is. People don't know how to describe how they feel because the way people are feeling right now, people have never felt like this before. That's been documented, that I've seen. I study a lot of documentation. Hours and hours. See, I started this channel because I couldn't get a job and I needed something to focus on, to do every day. And then as I started going on and uncovering things, more and more stuff started getting stripped away, which is probably for the best because I have a propensity to be too trustworthy. It's been to a fault. People have told me my whole entire life, you trust too much. You meet someone and they're your new best friend. And then I learned my lessons of of red flags and all that stuff after the fact. And now what's happened is all these imposed ideas upon me have been completely stripped away. Like literally, like I really do feel like I live on a different planet. This is more like my bubble than a tube. And I've been tested. My mental health is freaking completely intact. I just have too much time on my hands. trying to free up some of that free time and get to work. Because I'm tired of waiting. I'm not cut out for waiting. I'm not cut out for patience. Although my cancer is, my ascendant is Cancer. My moon is Scorpio, but my sun is Aries. And that trumps it all. So it's just best that people just don't tell me to be patient. So, in a lot of these relations, so when people aren't being able to handle their the reality of who they are, I mean, it's the nasty stuff, the perverted stuff that they're acting out, you know, cheating on their wives. You can call it whatever you want, lying to your wives, having emotional affairs. When you're connected to somebody, it's one. I don't agree with that. I think it's vibrational, and it's no. I don't. Saturation energy fields. Anyway, but a lot of the disdain and dissonance that we have isn't even ours. It's been transferred down to us through our freaking DNA, through our parents. People don't even realize it, that they freaking keep repeating the patterns of what their parents have instilled in there, and that is a dissonance in themselves. But good thing there's a lot of first-time spirits that are coming into carnation right now that are like, F that. It's kind of how I was to myself this morning. I'm like, I'm not doing a fucking video today. I call my guides my teens, my claria, my intuition. Call it my team. So I'm like, I'm not fucking doing a video today. And they're like, want to make a bet? I'm not gonna do it. And then I start getting uncomfortable. And here I am. Blah, 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 blah. To maybe, I don't know, 4 people will watch it today. I don't care. It's not my choice. I am divinely guided to do kind and loving actions. Hell, I want to frickin' drink. I want to carry on. I want to frickin' raise some hell. Dance around fire, jump through it. That's my raising hell. It's not breaking shit. People that have that destructive freaking vibration in them, you guys, that's the dissonance of what I'm talking about. I'm an empath, and that's what I read people. That's why I don't have a lot of friends. They don't want me to pick up on their innermost thoughts or whatever. It's weird. And yeah, I'm wrong from time to time, but I think my track record speaks for itself, that I'm mostly right. It doesn't matter to me. People will ask for my advice. My friend Nicole once told me that my mom was impressed by how many friends she had and how nice she was, and that her parents must have done a really good job. And she was like, "What's your advice?" And she's like, "I don't give advice." So I guess I don't really give advice. I guess I speak from experience, and since we are all connected, we are all connected. That's why art is so many people travel to see art. I mean, it's like we all have an idea of a place. One person puts it on a canvas, and then all these people go and they just love this place because it reminds them of the place they've been. It's because we're all the same consciousness. It's DNA jello. I speak on this on other things before. And also what's coming into balance is mediocre and less than has succeeded way too much, and that's why they have to take and squander, is because they're so empty inside. But there's this whole vibration of people, the underdog, we're rising up. Us underdogs are coming into who we are because we're the place in this world where we'd never fit. The world needs us, if anything, just for hope. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are dying right now. People die, it's what people do. It's never really a big shock. Sometimes how they do it, and if they do it themselves and all that stuff, is kind of a surprise. It's a little plot twist, but I'm never usually really surprised, ever, ever, ever. It's because our spirit of who we are, it's a collective energy. And it's an all hands on deck right now on all of these vibrational frequencies, good and bad. I mean, I think if you can freaking battle your demons and live with them, cohesively. Sometimes use them to your advantage, because sometimes you have to fight another demon out there with one that you got in you. But if you can keep that in a manner of which you're not causing harm to another human, physical harm, emotional harm, fear, any of that imposed stuff, then you will be in good standing. Egos are not humble. There is no, you can't, it's like having fear and faith at the same time. It can't be done. You can't be fearful and have faith. And it's being pounded into me right now. I don't like it. It's mean. But I just see all these spiritual that are making them so big, and I'm just not seeing a whole lot of content. But it's changing, because they're going to start not being able to get through. Your freaking tech is going to start getting glitchy, and your weird stuff is going to happen. It's not going to be allowed. Bad guys have won for too long, and it's not going to be allowed anymore, because those lower vibrational frequencies like greed, hate, all that that lower vibrational stuff, there's no place for it in a high vibrational world, and that's what's happening with all these people coming into wanting enough for everyone. There's more love. Yeah. And these poisons that they keep putting out that are more and more toxic, I can't wait until those stop. Because you're making kids sick. And you're making it hard for people. And it's bad karma. So, I was reminded of a story this morning. A couple of stories. I was reminded of watching a movie when I was 9 at a drive-in theater. It's cheap. It's Twilight Zone. Portrait of a woman in transit. This movie is by Steven Spielberg, and I'm reading this off Wikipedia. This was I don't remember which. Up until now, the pattern of her life has been one unrelenting sameness, waiting for something different to happen. Helen Foley doesn't know it yet, but her waiting has just ended. And it's kind of funny, because I used to watch the TV show too, Twilight Zone, because I lived it. Because when Mom was beginning to have her episodes, we'd call it the Twilight Zone. We never knew how it would turn out. So this is my preface, and this is like, I've always been aware of esoteric spiritual things. I didn't even know what esoteric meant until like recently, and I'm really kind of embarrassed about that. It's being, but I'm human. You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, and a dimension of mind. You are moving into a land of both shadow and substance. Because shadows says both shadows and substance of things and ideas you have just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. See, shadow and substance, they can't hang out right next to each other. They're opposite ends of the spectrum. So where people come from at their baseline gives you more of an idea of any representation that they're trying to promote. So, hope you have a rad day. Peace.